Diablo 4 is now available for pre-order, but even if you're not interested in Diablo 4, there's an incentive for pre-ordering Diablo 4 that is for Diablo Immortal. This is limited time and you can only do it up until the game launches, so let's break down for you today all of the information you're going to need to know to make your decision. So in my previous video about Diablo 4's release date being leaked, it was actually correct. June 5th at 11 p.m. PST was the guess. Well, it's actually June 6th is when it's going to be launched, and I'm assuming that is midnight, aka 1 minute into June 6th, which would be right where the data leak was showing us. If we continue and scroll down here towards the bottom, you're going to notice a few things. It says pre-purchase and get open beta early access. Well, you do actually get in all three versions, and we're going to talk about this here, break down the versions for you. You're going to be getting early access to the beta. However, the Ultimate Edition gives you 4 days of early access to Diablo 4's launch, and the Digital Deluxe version gives you the 4 days of early access as well. The Standard Edition will also give you early access to open beta, and you're probably going to notice here, even the Standard Edition is going to give you something related to Diablo Immortal. This is the Umber Winged Darkness Cosmetic set. If that actually sounds like a pretty familiar name for a cosmetic set, that's because it is. If we go to another screen they have that shows the breakdown of what exactly you get, and we actually open up one of these in a new tab, you're very quickly going to see that this cosmetic right here, this one for the mage, for instance, or here's another screenshot so you can see it. Let me pull this up there. You can see that one. That cosmetic set looks pretty familiar. Shout out to Bark for being willing to equip this set so we can inspect it. If you look actually in the game, this is the Winged Darkness Cosmetic set. You will notice that the name is similar. There's the Umber Winged Darkness Cosmetic set, so it will be this exact look, but in a different color. Here is also the male version of it. Shout out to Asmodeus for letting me see this on his account as well. If you're a Necromancer fan like I am, this is what the cosmetic outfit will look like, but again, in a different color palette. This is a different tier of this type of skin, but this is going to be the only way to actually get this skin, and it's only available through the Diablo 4 pre-orders. If you want to see what the cosmetic looks like in-game, I asked people to show up that had the cosmetic, and here we go. You can see this is exactly what the cosmetic is basically going to look like, just in a different, a tint. Shout out to everyone that showed up, and thanks for coming into the video. Looks pretty good. You got 3 little icons, creates kind of a greenish portal, and you disappear into the darkness. I just wanted to take a second to say I highly agree with this person's comment. If you're not subscribed to me, what are you doing with your life? Now, these aren't the only incentives, obviously, you get for Diablo 4. The largest one, absolutely, is the early access to the game itself and the early access to the beta. Early access to games are kind of gray areas, in my opinion. I don't like the fact that you have to pay more money to get into what is the same primary server that you can launch into the game. It seems to me like a little bit of an advantage when we're talking about MMOs. I don't know how trading is going to work. I don't know how any of that's going to work. And even if I did, I couldn't talk about the NDA that hasn't been lifted off of me yet anyway for the betas that I've been in. But what I can say is that that's probably the most valuable asset in the entire pre-orders. There is other valuable assets in the pre-orders, things that you could consider, cosmetics and other games, Diablo 3, World of Warcraft, etc. But what's interesting is there's one other collector's box, in my personal opinion, that has all the really cool shit in it, basically, but it doesn't actually include the game, which is the funny part. So here you go. This is Sings Lilith's Praise, the limited time collector's box. If you take a look, it actually some pretty cool looking art and everything in there. Big old box, you got a map, etc. Let's scroll down and see what you actually get in here. They say, by the way, a finite amount of collector's boxes will be available for pre-order on December 15th, following our first Diablo 4 developers update live stream. So effectively, we know for a fact that the update is coming for Diablo Immortal on the 14th. So the day after the major update that arrives in Diablo Immortal, where the pre-orders will be available for you to be able to pre-order this collector's box. However, the pre-orders that will give you the new cosmetic in the game are available, I'm talking in the Diablo Immortal game, the new cosmetic is available. That one you can pre-order now, but you aren't going to receive the cosmetic until the 14th, as the new cosmetic is actually coming with the new patch in Diablo Immortal. Little bit confusing, I know, but put it this way, you can pre-order the game now, and you'll get the cosmetic when the update for Immortal arrives, and the day after that, you'll be able to pre-order the box that we're talking about here. So let's talk about what's actually in the box. Here you get the Candle of Creation. I think that's these candle holders here. Cloth Map of Sanctuary, which I think is this guy looking right there. We get the Diablo 4 Collector's Edition art book. Pretty obviously, you know, these is what or maybe it's that, to be honest. And then you get the Occult mouse pad. It looks like it's this one, like a smaller size mouse pad. The pin of the Herodrum, which maybe it's this thing right here, like a shirt pin. I know some people are really into pins. I'm not really a big pin guy, but whatever. 2 matte fine art prints. I do actually really like this, and I will be ordering this box strictly for these art so I can put it on my wall. If you guys haven't seen the wall that's behind my computer, it's just full of fan art that people have mailed me over the years. I have a well on the wall that's really cool, etc. In fact, let me show you. This right here are the different fan arts that people have made over the years. Shout out to King Spartan. It's the mask I used to use for Raid Shadow Legends, and then we also have some well art. This part that's highly important. Note, the Diablo 4 Limited Collector's Box does not include a copy of the game. This is a separate purchase. Also, players located in South Korea and Australia will have additional retail options to purchase from announced soon. So, the money that you spend on the box is not for the game. So you need to do the pre-order if you want to, and then you need to buy the box separate, which again is on the 15th. Now, a little bit about the future of this channel in Diablo 4. When the Diablo 4 open beta arrives and I am legally allowed to record and show gameplay, I am absolutely going to be covering Diablo 4. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think it's going to be fun to play it because it's going to be hype. It's a new launch. And I also think it's very in the vein of what my brand actually is on this channel in particular, which is DM Diablo. You know, it's Immortal at the moment, but D4 will be the next big one. I won't be dropping Immortal when it comes out unless for some reason Diablo 4 is so much fun that I just want to play it over Immortal. But Immortal is a mobile game, and it is a game I can play on my phone when I'm like sitting on the couch watching TV, etc. And there is some differences in like a hardcore PC game where I'm sitting and grinding it all day on the PC. I have my own love for that type of game, and then I have my own love for the type of more mobile games. I am originally actually a PC gamer over the mobile games. I've only actually started playing mobile games within the last 5 years. You can make an argument they've only really been starting to get better within recent years, literally anyway. I'm definitely more of an MMORPG PC gamer. That is 100% my vein. I played WoW Classic. By that I mean like a weird original WoW. I played, you know, old school RuneScape. I still do play it. I've played it for 20 years. I played every single major MMO that you could probably list, going down all the way from Final Fantasy, the original Guild Wars 2, pretty much anything you can name. So for me, Diablo 4 is a no-brainer, something that not only am I passionate about wanting to play myself because I think I'm going to have fun playing it, who would have guessed, having fun with a game, but I also think it's in vein with what the viewers are probably going to want to see when it comes out. So the TLDR of this video is 2 things. If you want the Diablo Immortal Cosmetic, you have to pre-order Diablo 4. When you pre-order it, if you're actually going to play the game, consider buying one of the versions that actually has the early access to the launch of the real servers in the real game itself. Yes, you will get access to the early open beta if you pre-order the game, but if you don't pre-order either the Digital Deluxe or the Ultimate version, you don't get early access to the actual launch of the actual game servers when it comes out, which will give you, in fact, an advantage. Those are the 2 things to keep in mind. If you do pre-order the game, you will receive your cosmetic in Diablo Immortal on the 14th. The collector's box is available the day after on the 15th. I love you all. Consider liking this video for me breaking down the information for you, or subscribing for more Diablo content in the future.